My beloved, do you think it's an accident that you're hearing my voice right now? No. Heaven planned this moment long before you took your first breath. Here on Holy Voices, we share the whispers of eternity, the messages that change hearts and awaken destinies. If your soul is ready, stay with me, because what you're about to hear might be the very word your spirit has been waiting for. Today, I can assure you without hesitation or doubt that you are not dreaming. Just when you needed to hear it, this message has reached you. This is not a coincidence. God Himself has started a process for you, which is why you were supposed to hear these words. You won't have another 7 days like this one in your life. There will be many marvels in them that you could not have imagined for yourself. Blessings so exact you'll know they came straight from heaven's hand, and miracles no man could have planned. Even though we have never met, I know who you are, which is why I am speaking to you, chosen one. I am aware of the burden you have been bearing. I am aware of the silent times when you have wondered whether you have been forgotten. I am aware of the times you have stayed up wondering if all of your hardships were in vain. However, I am here to assure you that you are not forgotten because I have the authority of someone who has been on this path for a long time. You are actually more loved, more understood, and more guided than you have ever been in your life. God is going to show Himself to you in ways that will calm your doubts and rekindle your faith like never before. 4 years, some of you have been waiting. Even when life seemed unfair, you have been sowing seeds, acting morally, and remaining faithful. Others would have been broken by the storms you have experienced. But here you are. That isn't a coincidence. The reason for this is that you have been selected to bear a light that this world sorely needs. And the time has come for you to reap the rewards of your perseverance because you have faithfully carried that light. God promised that you would see miracles within the next 7 days. And that statement is as accurate as the sun rising. But I have a crucial thing to tell you. A message like this is not merely meant for amusement. This is more than just a kind notion to give you a little hope. This is a divine appointment. If this message has reached your ears, it is because heaven has aligned it. So this is your moment to prepare your heart, to open your spirit, and to stand ready to receive. Because when God moves, He does not need weeks or months. He can transform your entire life in a matter of days. Before we go deeper, I want you to pause for a moment and acknowledge that you've been called into this moment for a reason. If you feel that deep inner confirmation, I want you to type 777 in the comments right now. Let it be your agreement with heaven that you are ready to receive what is coming. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe to this channel, tap the bell icon so you don't miss the next message, and share this with someone else you know is walking the path of a chosen one. Because what is about to be revealed to you can and will change lives. Understand this, the timing is not random. Everything you've been through has brought you here. Every trial, every delay, every closed door was preparing you for what is about to open. The next 7 days are going to be a period where the spiritual realm will align with the physical. You will notice things others overlook. You will sense shifts that others cannot feel. You will hear that still small voice guiding you more clearly than ever. And when you look back a week from now, you will know beyond all doubt that something supernatural took place in your life. I want you to listen to me closely because I am not here to speak softly or to sugarcoat the truth. As someone who has walked with God for decades, I am telling you with full confidence. There are moments in life when heaven leans in. When the Creator's hand reaches directly into your circumstances and rearranges everything for your good, you are standing on the edge of one of those moments. This is the turning point. This is the divine shift. And this message is the confirmation you have been praying for. Maybe you've been asking for a sign. Maybe you've been pleading in your prayers for God to show you that He has not abandoned you. Well, chosen one, here is your sign. Here is your answer. The wonders you are about to witness are not going to be small or ordinary. They will be so specific to your needs, so personal to your situation that you will know they came from no one else but Him. You must stay tuned to this message until the end, because I am going to reveal how to recognize the signs in the coming days, how to prepare yourself spiritually so that you don't miss what's meant for you, and how to step into this moment with bold faith. But for now, I need you to hold on to one truth. God said that, and that settles it. 7 days wonders you, and it starts now. Music. Understanding the chosen one. Calling. Selected one. Before you can truly realize the gravity of what God is about to do for you in the following 7 days, you must first understand who you are and why you were selected. This is not a title you gave yourself. This is not a label you wear because it sounds special. Being a chosen one is a heavenly appointment, a position allocated to you before you ever breathed your first breath. Long before the world knew your name, heaven already knew your mission. God placed a distinctive mark on your life, a spiritual seal that distinguishes you different from the throng. This calling comes with great honor, but it also comes with immense responsibility. To be selected implies to be set apart. It means you cannot live like everyone else since your path is different. It indicates you are often misunderstood, sometimes even rejected, since your spirit does not connect with the patterns of this world. You've probably observed how you don't fit in where others seem to mix so readily. That is not a weakness in you. It is evidence of your assignment. The brightness you carry will always feel odd in a world that lives on darkness. And because of that light, you draw God's favor as well as the resistance of those who would work to smother it. Every selected individual has had to endure testing seasons throughout history. Consider Moses, who was summoned to save his people from the wilderness. Consider David, who was crowned king when still a shepherd child, but had to endure betrayals and giants before he could sit on the throne. Imagine Esther stationed in a palace for a purpose that might save a country, not for comfort. It wasn't easy for any of them. You haven't either. However, every hardship you faced has helped to mold, strengthen, and shape you for the time that is now at your door. Your difficulties are not arbitrary. Your spiritual training included the delays, the betrayals, and the loneliness. You were being purified in the fire, while others were life aimlessly. You felt the weight of conviction on your spirit, while others were able to compromise and avoid penalties. You walked in the stretching that increases endurance while others walked in comfort. And that perseverance will soon pay off in ways you never could have predicted. A greater sense of spiritual awareness is one of the characteristics of a chosen one. You perceive and sense things that others miss. You are sensitive to abrupt changes in the spirit and to changes in the atmosphere. Because you may detect problems before they arise or feel someone's grief without them speaking, this awareness can occasionally feel like a burden. However, realize that God granted you that wisdom in order for you to serve as a beacon and a mentor to others. You have it in your divine toolbox. In actuality, a lot of people want the benefits of being selected but do not want the seclusion, self-control, and refinement that precede it. All three have been traversed by you. You've been through the wilderness seasons when nobody knew what you were going through. Even when it appeared easier to give up, you maintained your discipline. Even if you didn't seek for these conditions, they have honed you and made you unbreakable. For this reason, God has faith in you for what lies ahead. You know how much it cost to come here, so He knows you won't waste it. Being selected does not elevate you above others. It increases your responsibility. God equips you for a mission when He chooses you for it. Your spiritual abilities, discernment, fortitude, and favor are for His glory, not yours. The objective you've been given will directly lead to every open door over the next 7 days. And when these miracles come to pass, you'll see that they perfectly fit the purpose God gave you. You must therefore maintain your identity as a chosen one with courage and humility. Having the courage to embrace every blessing fearlessly and the humility to acknowledge that God's grace brought you here. You're getting more than simply miracles during the course of the next week. You are delving farther into your task. Every miracle will serve as a reminder of your identity and the reasons behind your selection. Let this settle into your spirit as you hear it. You're not like the others. You weren't. And what heaven has always known is about to be revealed to the world around you in the next 7 days. You have been selected. And this is the moment you have been assigned. The time of God. Additionally, the number 7 was selected. You need to realize something about God's timing. He doesn't work with the calendar and clock that we use. He has impeccable, accurate, and deliberate timing. His every action is in line with a larger plan that we frequently aren't able to perceive until it's time. And when it does, it seems unexpected, but it has actually been planned for years by God. The significance of the next 7 days stems from this. You are entering a window of opportunity that heaven has set aside for your breakthrough. 7 is more than simply a number. It is a celestial signature, a spiritual code. The number 7 has consistently stood for completion, perfection, and divine order throughout the Bible and spiritual history. It is the number of hours of rest following labor and the number of hours of fullness following preparation. According to Genesis, God made the earth and the heavens in 6 days. And because the work was finished on the 7th day, he took a break rather than because he was exhausted. The number 7 signifies the point at which something moves from being worked on to being prepared. Consider Jericho. Joshua and the Israelites were given a 7-day march around the city walls by God. After 7 circuits on the 7th day, the walls that had stood for generations suddenly collapsed. That is how divine timing works. The length of time something has been against you is irrelevant. It has to do with when God says, now. And even the most implacable barricades fall down when he says, now. Take a look at Nan's narrative, the commander who attempted to recover from leprosy. He was instructed to wash in the Jordan River 7 times by the prophet. His skin was not cleaned and repaired until the 7th time. That is the result of divine timing and obedience. The number 7 represents God's seal of fulfillment, and he frequently operates in cycles. The cycle you selected is about to begin. The next 7 days will not be like the others. They are a countdown with prophecies. Every day has a purpose, a spiritual significance, and a series of circumstances that will work out in your favor. Have faith that something is happening in the invisible world, even if it seems silent at first. Every instant is heading to the realization of what has been promised to you, and heaven's clock is running out. We sometimes expect God's wonders to happen all at once in a single, significant moment, which causes us to overlook them. However, they frequently come together gradually, much like the parts of a puzzle. You might see signs, minor changes, and open doors over the course of the next 7 days, but by the 7th day, you'll witness how everything comes together flawlessly. That's how God works. His timing is impeccable, and he works with accuracy. Perhaps you're thinking, why now? The truth is that everything you have experienced has prepared your spirit for this time. God had a plan for you that included the tears, the waits, and the unanswered prayers. In order for your breakthrough to not only benefit you but also to coincide with the benefits of those who are related to you, he let some things to take longer than expected. God is an expert tactician. He moves for everyone in your life when he moves for you. For this reason, I implore you to pay close attention in the days ahead. Don't treat them like any other week. Be mindful of the Spirit. Be mindful of the people you encounter, the things you hear, the dreams you have, and the symbols and numbers that keep coming up. Before making a major revelation, God frequently talks in small ways. Not as a coincidence, but rather as a reminder that you are on track for his wonders. The number 7 itself may show up in unexpected places. Recall that divine timing has nothing to do with your level of readiness. It's about how prepared God is. And he is now prepared. You have been going through a chapter for far too long, and these 7 days are the end of it. The joy of this new season will triumph over the suffering of the previous one. The wait will be over. The promise will come to pass. The walls will collapse. The recovery will occur. The breakthrough will come. And when it does, you will realize that it was the Almighty's flawless, inexorable timing rather than chance or luck. You'll notice signs before the wonders come. Selected 1. God will send you indications over the following 7 days before the wonders in your life materialize. These indicators are not coincidental. They serve as spiritual indicators and affirmations that you are headed in the correct direction and that the hand of heaven is already at work. If you are aware, they will manifest in ways that you can identify, and they will weigh so heavily on your soul that you stop and realize, this is not normal. I want you to pay close attention now, because if you don't, you might miss the indications that are meant to alert your heart to what's about to happen. The change in your inner atmosphere is one of the first indicators. Even if nothing has changed around you, you might start to feel a sense of inexplicable calm. You will have a sense of tranquility in your soul that tells you that something positive is about to happen, while others may be restless or nervous. Ignorance of your circumstances does not equate to peace. It's God's presence hovering over you, telling you that He has already planned the outcome and gone before you. When your thoughts would typically be worried, you will experience this calm. Your first confirmation is that divine alignment in your encounters will be another indication. Unexpectedly, people may come into your path and give opportunities, guidance, or assistance without you having to ask. Even somebody you don't know may say something that speaks straight to your prayers. This is God guiding you through other people. Listen to what is being spoken, to the words that lift your soul. If something sounds like it was intended just for you, it most likely was. A third indication will be the recurrence of symbols or numerals. Sequences like 777, 333, or 444 may frequently appear in license plates, times, receipts, and other everyday interactions. These are not superstitious numbers. They are codes of spirituality. They remind you that you are in harmony with the timeline of God. As a clear reference to the 7 days of wonders that lie ahead, the number 7 in particular can show up more frequently than usual. Take it as a personal reminder that you are on time if you see it. Additionally, if you feel guided, publicly consent to Heaven's plan by typing 777 in the comments section right now. During this time, dreams will also become more vivid. They can be carrying faces, symbols, or locations that hold significance. You can wake up recalling facts you typically forget, or you might have recurring dreams. One of the earliest ways that God has communicated with His people is via dreams. They can also provide hints about the blessings that are coming during these 7 days. Anything that jumps out should be noted in a journal you keep by your bed. Recording it will help you identify the pattern, even if you don't comprehend it right away. Old challenges could also appear to vanish out of thin air. It may be effortless to open a door that has been closed for years. Someone who previously refused to assist you might now offer assistance. Feeling stuck situations could rapidly get moving. These aren't random occurrences. They are the clearing of obstacles in the spiritual world so that you can get your gifts. Lastly, you may suddenly feel inspired, focused, or full of energy. Concepts will come to you. You'll think of solutions and be inspired to do tiny actions that add up to significant outcomes. You are being nudged into position by this spirit. Take action as soon as you get that unexpected motivation. It might be directly related to your breakthrough, so don't put it off. These indications, if you've been chosen, are proof that the miracles are already happening. They serve as a reminder that you don't need to wait for God to begin. He's started already. If you maintain your spiritual sensitivity, you will not only recognize the indications but also enter the miracles with a ready heart and a firm faith. How to get ready for the coming 7 days on a spiritual level. It is strong to know that the following 7 days will bring divine wonders, but it is much more crucial to know how to set yourself up to accept them. Chosen one. If you are unprepared or distracted, you may overlook blessings. The days ahead are more than just a countdown. They serve as a holy portal through which heaven and your life can align. You have to consciously enter them with an open heart and a faith-based mindset. Protecting your atmosphere should be your primary priority. Your spiritual sensitivity will be at its peak during this time. This implies that the items you eat, the places you visit, and the voices you hear will have a greater impact on you. Keep your mind and soul safe from negativity, rumors, uncertainty, and fear. In an attempt to divert your attention, the enemy frequently sends diversions just before blessings arrive. Refuse to engage in discussions or circumstances that make you feel uncomfortable. Put it on hold for the time being if it doesn't fit with where God is leading you. Subsequently, cultivate your prayer life. You should actively talk to God more throughout these 7 days than you usually do. Say a prayer at the start and finish of each day, thanking Him for what He has already started, rather than only requesting blessings. Miracles are drawn to people who are grateful. You are demonstrating to God that you have greater faith in His promise than in your current situation when you give thanks before you see the solution. Treat Him with the same candor as you would a close friend, but respect Him as your monarch who has the ability to change your life at any time. If you can, fasting can be a very effective preparatory technique. There is more to fasting than simply avoiding eating. It's about creating room for God to work in your life. During this time, take a break from anything that takes up your energy, such as food, social media, or anything else, and substitute it with prayer, worship, or introspection. This makes it possible for you to hear His speech and sense His direction clearly and unhindered. Another important aspect of preparation is meditation on God's Word. Every day, recite passages that discuss breakthroughs, miracles, and divine timing. Allow them to become your spirit's language. Verses such as Habakkuk 23, "Since the vision is not yet complete. Wait for it even if it tars, it will undoubtedly arrive. It won't delay," will keep you firmly rooted in your faith when doubt begins to seep in. Additionally, write down your prayers, thoughts, and any signs you see during these days. Not only does writing things down aid in memory retention, but it also enables you to observe God's daily progress. Sometimes we are so preoccupied with the great miracles that we fail to notice the little ones. However, the smaller benefits frequently serve as stepping stones to the bigger ones. Maintain an expectant attitude in your spirit. Desperation is not expectation. It's faith in action. Expecting God to move prepares you spiritually, emotionally, and cognitively to see and accept what He brings. Walk with the assurance of someone who knows their prayers are being answered. Talk about your days. Declare every morning, "I am ready. I am aligned. I am in position for my miracle." Lastly, continue to obey God whenever He prompts you. He might encourage you to call, message, walk, or even let go of whatever you've been clinging to throughout this time. These directions might not seem like much, yet they might hold the secret to what you've been looking for. Blessings may be delayed if obedience is delayed. Therefore, when you sense that inner confirmation, take immediate action. The following 7 days are holy ground for the chosen one. Be mindful of your steps, protect your soul, and remain attuned to the frequency of paradise. You're not merely anticipating a boon. You are getting ready to have a spiritual encounter. What the picked wonders will look like upon arrival. Not all of God's miracles will be the same size or shape when they start to appear over the course of the next 7 days. Some will be loud and unavoidable, causing the air around you to tremble, while others will be silent and nearly undetectable, like seeds sown in the ground that will sprout into years of growth. However, you will be able to tell they are heaven-sent no matter how big or small. Unexpected discoveries are one way these wonders will manifest. Without any effort on your part, a situation that has plagued you for months or even years may suddenly get resolved. It could seem as though everything comes together suddenly. The barrier that used to resemble a wall will just disappear. Since it will be a supernatural act of God, You won't be able to describe it in terms of nature. Unexpected provision is another method. You may be presented with opportunities, resources, or assistance that you were unaware were imminent. Unexpectedly, a bill may be paid off. It's possible that a chance you believed had passed will now present itself to you. It's possible that you'll be presented with more than you could have imagined. This serves as a reminder from God that your circumstances do not limit Him. He can accomplish far more than you could ever ask for or dream of. Restored relationships will be one of the miracles. You might receive a sincere reconciliation from someone you thought you would never hear from again. One chat could resolve a misunderstanding that has caused distance. God may use that time to free both of your hearts from the burden of the past, even if the relationship is not intended to last. Additionally, benefits can come to you more quickly. What often takes months may happen in a matter of days. Time might be accelerated for you by God, opening doors sooner than you anticipated. "I expected this to take longer," you'll find yourself saying. One of the most obvious indications that you are moving in divine time is that acceleration. Some of the wonders will be internal changes. One day you may wake up and discover that a load you've been carrying for years has just disappeared. You will no longer be held back by a habit, fear, or weight that once dominated you. You'll feel more lively, lighter, and free. This is as much of a miracle as the ones that happen outside. An altered heart alters everything else, sometimes even more so. Additionally, you might notice heavenly protection in ways that are impossible to deny. You won't be impacted by anything that occurs around you. It is possible to narrowly dodge an accident. There could be trouble at your door. As He gets ready to usher you into a new season, this is God's hand protecting you. Ultimately, you will have a profound sense of affirmation in your soul. You will know it was God when the miracle occurs, whether it takes the shape of a breakthrough, provision, restoration, or transformation. Thankfulness will fill your heart to overflowing, and you'll find yourself expressing it aloud. Only God could be involved. Selected 1. These miracles won't be your typical blessings. The fingerprint of heaven will be on them. When they come, welcome them with delight. Give God the praise and, if you can, publicly acknowledge them. In order for your testimony to inspire someone else's faith, please share any wonders you experience in the comments section if they occur within the next 7 days. Recall that God's actions for one of His chosen demonstrate His ability and willingness to act for another. The part obedience and faith play in revealing these miracles. Faith, chosen one, is more than merely having faith in God's ability to act. It involves having enough faith in Him to proceed as though it has already been completed. Your faith will be the key that opens the storehouse of heaven for the next 7 days. However, faith is insufficient on its own. It needs to be combined with compliance. Faith turns into a wish if it is not followed. Faith becomes a force when it is obeyed. Your actions demonstrate your faith, which starts in your heart. You cannot live as though nothing is happening while claiming to think that God is going to do miracles. You have to enter these times with purpose. Use words that are infused with faith. Be confident and make decisions based on your perception of what is going to happen. Your spirit must be in harmony with your speech. Your trust will be drained like water leaking from a jar if your mouth is full of skepticism. Faith and obedience go hand in hand. And command from God is never given at random. In the moment, the instruction may not always make sense. He might ask you to let go of something you've been clinging to or to take a move that feels dangerous. However, those who are chosen are aware of this fact. Seeds are divine instructions. They produce miraculous crops when you grow them by obedience. You might be inspired to change your daily routine, reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in years, sow into someone's life, or give away something worthwhile during this season. Before you feel completely prepared, you may be asked to take advantage of an opportunity. You get closer to the wonder that is coming with every act of obedience. It would be like having a key but never using it to open the door if you have faith but no obedience. Furthermore, obeying devoid of faith is like to attempting to open a door you don't think will lead somewhere. It turns lifeless and mechanical. However, when obedience and faith are combined, they produce a divine synergy that causes heaven to intervene on your behalf. Keeping going when nothing around you seems to be changing can sometimes be the greatest act of faith. These 7 days can begin in silence. In the first 2, 4, or even 44 hours, you might not notice any symptoms right away, but faith assures you that they will eventually appear. I shall continue to get ready and position myself until it comes, according to obedience. Let your trust be firm and your obedience quick, chosen one. When you feel God urging you, don't hesitate. Don't overthink it. You're not acting heedlessly. You're following divine guidance. The miracles that God has planned for you can begin to unfold with even the tiniest act of obedience. And when it does, you'll realize that every action you took out of obedience and faith brought you to this precise moment. How to get ready for the upcoming 7 days spiritually. Selected 1. God's revelation of impending wonders is more than merely a notice. It is a call to become ready. Being prepared shows that you trust what He says. You wouldn't wait for a king to arrive at your house to be ready if you were notified he was coming. You would tidy up, arrange, and create room. Here, too, the same holds true. You must set yourself up spiritually for the following 7 days so that you are ready for the wonders when they come. To begin, you must purify your heart. This is a time to let go of unforgiveness, bitterness, and unspoken grudges. Like stones obstructing a river, these things stop the flow of gifts. Forgive someone right away if you haven't already, because you deserve to be free, not because others do. A light and burden-free heart is more receptive to God's wonders. Next, become more sensitive to spiritual issues. Increase your time spent in prayer and introspection. This is not the time to let unnecessary noise divert you too much. God may send you instructions at the slightest of moments, so you need to be able to hear Him clearly. Sometimes all it takes for your miracle to happen is one word from Him in a whisper. Add faith to your atmosphere as well. This entails encircling yourself with imagery, sounds, and phrases that complement the wonders you anticipate. Play some worship songs. Go through the Bible. Say positive things aloud. Steer clear of situations when fear and negativity predominate the conversation. Keep in mind that your surroundings nourish your soul. Thus, give it a healthy diet. Making room for what you anticipate is a critical next step. Asking yourself, do I have room to receive it? May entail making physical space available, but it also entails releasing mental and emotional space if you feel that God is about to unleash a blessing. Give up relationships, routines, or commitments that are depleting your energy but not advancing your path. Over the course of the next 7 days, you might feel more emotionally unstable. Doubt, worry, and bewilderment may try to infiltrate your thoughts. Once manageable situations can suddenly feel overpowering. Tension in relationships or unforeseen disputes could occur. The enemy is trying to divert your attention from your divine appointment with this. Additionally, you may observe impulses to compromise your morals or your beliefs. The enemy is aware that he can postpone your breakthrough if he can make you make even one mistake. He might tell you falsehoods, such as that your prayers won't be heard or that God has forgotten you. Don't pay attention to these lies. The reality of God's promises is your weapon, and your faith is your armor. The enemy will also employ the strategy of spiritual exhaustion. Even if you haven't accomplished anything, you could feel exhausted or worn out. Because of this, it is crucial to protect your spirit via prayer and worship, relying on God's strength rather than your own finite resources. Keep in mind that these diversions are only meant to test your trust and get you ready for the magnitude of the benefit that is about to arrive. Remain steadfast. Selected 1. Remind yourself that the Lord already declared your triumph and that the struggle is yours when you feel pressed. If you're determined to persevere, write 777 in the comments section as a statement of your faith and resolve. Let this community, heaven, and you make a spiritual agreement. Your God is louder than the noise of the enemy. You're about to make a breakthrough. And what God has already planned will not be halted by any distraction. Continue to be faithful, keep focused, and observe as your heavenly light emerges from the darkness. Walking with faith. Your life will undergo a significant transformation following the 7 days of marvels. However, your adventure doesn't stop there. In actuality, it is just the start of a new chapter in your life where your mission will become more apparent and your faith will deepen. Your experiences of miracles won't be one-offs. They will serve as the cornerstone around which your future is constructed. It is crucial that you maintain the spiritual practices you develop during this time after the miracles come. Continue to meditate on God's Word every day, fast when you feel led, and pray intentionally. Your spirit will remain open to more blessings and in harmony with heaven's will if you follow these activities. After a breakthrough, the enemy frequently tries to lull us into complacency. But you have to be strong and watchful. Your trust will be put to the test once more, but since you have witnessed God's hand at work in your life, you will proceed with assurance this time. Keep in mind that faith is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Keep talking about life throughout your days. Declare the promises of God and openly live as a chosen person. Recognize that new tasks and opportunities will arise. God's miracles frequently accompany a call to leadership, service, and illumination for others. Be brave and embrace this calling. Your encounters with miracles are intended to encourage and uplift people around you in addition to helping you. Recognize that being selected is a lifetime task. It is about a constant connection with God that changes every aspect of your life, not about sporadic blessings. After the 7 days, have faith that God will continue to show you additional wonders as you walk in faith. They are all preparing you for bigger things in the future. Boldly move forward. Choose one. The best is still to come as the trip continues. Maintain an open heart, a hopeful spirit, and a firm footing in God's promises. You're not by yourself. He is by your side the entire time. I now invite you to share your testimonies and journey as you are ready to go forward. Your tale has the capacity to inspire someone who needs to hear that miracles do happen to have faith. Continue to follow your calling and maintain your faith. Lastly, a call to action and encouragement. Selected one, I want you to keep these words dear to your heart as we draw to a conclusion this potent message. The claim that you will undergo miracles within the following 7 days is not made lightly. It is a divine decree made just for you and proclaimed by God Himself. This is the time you were meant to be here, the holy season of breakthrough, change, and glory. Remember that the same God who called you to be His chosen one is also the one who will unquestionably bring His word to pass in your life. I am aware that getting to this point has not been simple. You've experienced storms that may have destroyed your faith. You have carried difficulties that have depressed you. You've been on journeys where solutions were slow to arrive and optimism felt far away. However, that very perseverance has equipped you for the wonders that are yet to come. You have emerged more resilient, wiser, and prepared, like gold that has been cleaned by fire. After the waiting season, you have received your celestial crop. I encourage you to thoroughly embrace the process throughout the course of the following 7 days. Don't let doubt or fear interfere with your judgment. Remember that God's miracles frequently begin in stillness before exploding in glory, even if the days begin in silence. Keep a close eye out for the signals, the incomprehensible calm, the divine alignments in opportunities and people, the repeating numbers and symbols that serve as divine confirmations, and the prophetic messages in dreams. These are heavenly whispers alerting you to the imminence of your miracle. Your words have creative power. When your mouth and heart align, they create a force that moves the spiritual realm. If you haven't already, Type 777 in the comments to declare your faith and readiness to receive what God has prepared for you. Be bold in your faith. Speak the promises of God aloud. Declare over your life that you are positioned for blessings, breakthroughs, and divine favor. Keep your spirit well guarded. Stay away from distractions, negative influences, and anything that would disturb your peace. Deepen your prayer life, fast if you can, and meditate every day on scriptures that affirm God's power and promises. Let your testimony inspire others and create a community of believers standing together in expectancy. Keep in mind that gratitude is your spiritual magnet. Give thanks to God in advance for what is ahead. Faith is believing in things you cannot see yet. Gratitude demonstrates to God that you believe His word more than your circumstances. As the miracles come to pass, live in obedience. Whether it's reaching out to someone, letting go of a past hurt, or leaping into a new opportunity, God will give you nudges, small instructions that may seem insignificant, but hold the keys to unlocking your breakthrough. Be quick and confident in your response, because delayed obedience can delay blessings, and your faith is incomplete if you don't take action. Beloved soul, if this message has spoken to your heart, don't let it end here. Click that like button so the light can spread to more people who need hope. Subscribe to Holy Voices so you never miss the next word heaven has for you. And leave a comment below. I read every one, and I pray over them. Remember, faith grows when we share it, so share this message with someone who needs to hear it today. Until we meet again, may God's peace cover you and His voice guide your every step.